Hi, this is Beth Overgaauw, Channel 6 Television, and I'd like to welcome you to our new show, Grassy Roots, where we will share with you, viewer, basic information that everyone really needs to know if you'd like to turn your health around by getting back to the grassroots of healthy eating. And my guest and our aide in all this venture is Dr. Jim Carey, who's been heavily involved for the last 6 years, I believe, in investigating, researching, sharing his information all about the vegan, particularly the raw vegan lifestyle.
A raw vegan lifestyle. Hi, Beth.
Hi.
Great to be here today.
I'm glad
Thank you very much.
You could be here.
Yeah.
This is going to be a lot of fun. We have a lot of unusual information. You might not have ever looked as deeply into this
Most
field.
people haven't even thought about the things we're going to talk about on this show. Most people haven't even conceived of this, because what we're talking about is not cooking any of your food.
This is true.
Not cooking anything.
Nothing.
Now, how, I mean, you ever thought of that?
No, but for the last few days I've been trying it.
Were you born with a stove on your back?
No.
No. And before fire, did people eat?
I suppose they did.
We suppose
they did a lot of
did.
hunting and gathering.
So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about why. In particular, we're going to talk about why the standard American lifestyle is making us one of the sickest countries in the world. We spend more on health care per person than any other country in the world, and yet in terms of health, we're number 38.
Wow.
And in terms of obesity, hey, we're number one.
Oh yeah.
We're number one when it comes to obesity. We're number one. Now, what's that all about?
Well, you know, most of our viewers know what vegetarianism is, but you go a little step or two further than that when you speak.
Well, let's talk about let's progress with this. So vegetarian.
Yeah.
Vegetarian means you don't eat animal products.
Okay.
Although, like you were telling me about your daughter, she's a vegetarian, but she eats eggs, she eats dairy, she eats chicken. Okay. Well, that's what we would call an ovo for egg, lacto for milk.
Okay.
And pollo for chicken.
Okay.
Ovo, lacto, pollo, vegetarian.
Okay.
I think you told me she ate fish.
Right.
So she's an ovo, lacto, pollo, fisho vegetarian.
Okay.
She doesn't eat red meat.
Right.
Good start. Good start, because of the stuff we put in the food. And we're going to talk about this over the next few weeks. So I think today we'll gloss over a lot of things. But that's a start. So we got the red meat out of the diet. We cut the chicken out of the diet because of the fats, the hormones, all the stuff they shoot them up with, okay? Because these things, they don't go away when you cook them, they end up in our bodies. And the fish, fish was the healthiest way to eat, but in today's world, even deep ocean fish, codfish, tuna fish, even they have high mercury concentrations. Out on the West Coast, they're seeing a lot of mercury poisoning in the hospitals. Upon questioning, these people eat a lot of tuna fish.
Okay.
Okay, especially in Asian cultures. So, step one, if we cut the animal products out of our diet, and we're eating just what God gave us, Genesis 1:29, He gave us the greens and the flowers and the fruits of the earth.
Okay.
Okay, and it can be argued that man wasn't a meat eater until Exodus. Okay, I'm sorry, well, Book of Exodus, but the Great Flood is what I'm trying to say. Moses and the flood, because you can't take a year's worth of fruits and veggies.
Not Moses, Noah.
Noah. No. Yeah. When did Moses cross? When did Noah cross the Red Sea? No, Noah didn't cross the Red Sea. Moses did. Right. Right. So Noah and the ark. Okay.
Right.
The next step beyond vegetarian is vegetarians do eat, in particular,
vegetables.
well, but they eat animal products. Okay.
Oh.
In particular, cheeses.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Okay.
And a very common one for vegetarians, eggs.
Eggs.
Okay, so that would be an ovo vegetarian. So when you start cutting the animal protein out, a couple things happen. One, you get rid of that high fat content. Now and I've lived and I've worked with Amish on the farms. Okay,
Right,
I have
okay.
a very dear friend in Michigan, in southern Michigan, that's an Amish farmer. I have spent weekends out there, and yeah, they bring out the sides of bacon and all. But those boys are out there farming by hand, Beth. I mean, these boys are burning it. Well, first off, they're 18, 20, 22 years old. And secondly, they are baling hay 20 feet up in the air with a
Right.
pitchfork. All the stuff we use machines for, they're doing by hand, so they burn that off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we start living the standard American lifestyle, we don't get the exercise that we did, especially as we reach middle age. I mean, I know you're 29, but when
Yeah, right.
I reach middle age, as we reach middle age, they say our metabolism slowed down. I really don't think it's our metabolism slowed down so much as we stop being as active.
Right.
Thus, we're not burning off the calories. But we tend to eat even more. Society pushes us to comfort foods. And when we eat the fast foods, not only are we eating more, but we're eating the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're eating all these fatty, deep-fried foods. And I know the arguments, it was good enough for my grandma, it's good enough for me. But the fact is that we're not getting the exercise to burn these things off. So vegan is about cutting out all animal products, like the
Okay.
cheese, okay? And the cheese is what? It's concentrated animal fat.
Right.
And the dairy products, ice cream is concentrated animal fat. Chocolate, okay? It's
Well, that's going to be
concentrated
a
fat.
tough one to give up.
Well, I'm not preaching a doctrine here. It's a lifestyle choice, okay? And as a lifestyle choice, I don't follow this 100%. I'm not even going to say practice it. I don't follow it 100%. When I do, I'm at my healthiest.
Oh, okay.
But for the last year, I've been in a situation. It's hard to be 100% vegan. Okay, and organic, and we're going to get into that. And organic is even more important than the vegan part. So I've gained 20 pounds back.
Yeah.
When I lived this 95%, 90%, I weigh 170, which is what I weighed in college. Except during wrestling season.
Right.
In wrestling season, you're always 20 pounds underweight,
Right.
and making weight. So I can wear my college pants. I can wear my old. I was in a military academy for college. I can wear my uniform when I live this lifestyle. But I've been back home down on the farm, deep South Georgia. Okay, and matter of fact, that's part of why I'm up here in Louisville now. Is I've got a whole food store. I've got a raw food support network that we're putting together in Louisville. It's a lot easier for me to do this because when I do this, I feel better. This first picture that we're looking at right now is, this would be 7 years ago. I weighed 240 pounds in this. This is not digitally enhanced or anything. And that was before my sister introduced me to Dr. Ann Wigmore's Raw Living Foods Lifestyle. In the second picture here, me in the black t-shirt, that's 2 years later, 170 pounds. And at that point, I was, that was 4 years ago, but I maintained that weight for 3 years. So in that picture, I was, oh gosh, I gotta tell it, I'm gonna fess up. So I'm 58 years old. So in that picture, I was 54.
Okay.
Okay. And that, the last 2 winters I spent on Maui. And my nephew and his buddies, they're all in their early and mid-20s. And we go out hiking and I say, Uncle Jim, wait for us! Because when you get your weight down and when you put the right food in your body, we still have these capabilities. Dr. Ann Wigmore passed over fighting a fire in her house at 84 years old. After she got everybody out of the building, her health institute, she went back up the 5th floor, ran up the 5th floor at 84, and was found in the hallway with a bucket of water next to her, another bucket in the bathtub, and fighting the fire, and her hair was all brown. And when I'm 100%, I was looking at this in the studio lights, and I'm like, oh my goodness, because a year ago, I was like black and white. I walked into my daddy's for Thanksgiving. He said, you're whiter than I am. And my dad's 86. By the way, he eats lots of fruits and veggies. So, vegetarian is theoretically getting meat out of your diet.
Okay.
Vegan is getting all animal products out of your diet.
Okay.
And raw vegan is about not cooking the food.
Okay. Eating it raw.
Eating it raw.
And a lot of vegetables are very good raw.
Yeah.
And all fruits are.
Well, the secret of this is that it's not about, it's about how you put together your menus, your recipes. I had a vegetarian girlfriend 25 years ago. that I go over there and eat with her, but she didn't understand about making a balanced diet that leaves you full.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would leave her place after eating a huge salad and go to McDonald's, Burger King, to fill up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if you're eating a properly prepared, properly balanced raw vegan diet, you're just as full on a fraction of the calories. And one beauty of the raw vegan diet was, see, I spent 4 years as director of Creative Health Institute in Michigan, and they teach the raw vegan lifestyle hands-on. And I'd eat everything in sight, never missed a meal, and the pounds dropped off. I lost 30 pounds I lost 20 pounds in the first 2 weeks. I lost 30 pounds in the first month. And in that first year, I went from 240 to 190. In
Wow.
the second year, 190 to 170. But it's not just that. My arthritis went away.
That's good.
Okay, my elbow and especially my knees, my mental attitude, I felt better. I was happier. I smiled more. My stress levels just went down. I stopped drinking like by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, your body chemistry changes, and suddenly going out with the boys on a Friday night for a beer, and I've never been a big drinker, but Friday night with the boys, a couple pints, but that just went away. Your body chemistry changes, and your body changes. I had some other health benefits, but, well, we'll talk about it in the next
There's a
couple weeks.
lot of others I've heard.
Yeah,
along the way that we'll talk
diabetes, asthma, cancer, all forms of cancer, eczemas, psoriasis, just, we'll cover this. There's so much to share.
Now, you talk about raw vegan, but I've also heard something called raw living foods.
I admit
Okay.
that I am way out there on this, okay? Because not only is it all uncooked fruits and vegetables, nuts and berries, I mean, it's all the products off the vine, off the earth. But living foods are foods that if you put them in the ground, they'll sprout.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, fresh sprouts are a wonderful source, because the fresh sprouts, when plants first burst out of the ground, they have this incredible increase in nutrient growth.
Okay.
Vitamins, minerals, a lot of it is locked in that cell. They suck it out of out of the ground very rapidly. So you have concentrated nutrition, concentrated vitamins and minerals in your sprouts. And while Dr. Ann Wigmore, whom I'm a student of and a teacher of, well, she was teaching us 50 years ago. In the late 90s, science came up with the explanation of why the living food component is so vital to us. They actually measure it now. It's called the biophotonic component of food.
Huh.
Okay, and that's why we see even things growing under daylight have a lot higher biophotonic level than stuff growing out of artificial lights.
Okay.
Okay, and that biophotonic element, well, it's one. It's
an
one way to
energy.
put it. It's an energy. It is energy. It's just what it is. And when we kill our foods by cooking them, whatever, when we eat that dead food, there is no life force energy in it. When you eat
It's almost
sprouts,
mystical in a way, isn't it?
it sounds mystical, and when Dr. Ann taught it, it did sound mystical. But yeah, I'm sorry. We should have said this earlier. I'm a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor.
Okay.
Okay. My doctorate is in computers.
Okay.
And I have a couple other degrees too. But what that taught me was how to be a good researcher. Okay. And I take nobody's word for anything. Okay.
I believe that because I have looked at some of the websites that you contribute to, and our viewers might want to know about those websites as well.
Well, we can do them on the subtitle,
Yeah.
but I'm an active participant and organizer of rawdoctors.com, Chi Diet, CHI-diet.com, ChiDietVideos.com, AnnWigmore.com, GrassyRoots.com, ChiDiet.net. We'll subtitle the rest, as I think of them. I'm involved one way or another in almost 100 websites. But I've been in the computer industry since I was 17 years old,
Right.
so 41
Right.
years. And I retired 10 years ago, but like my dad said, you're going to get bored with retirement. And I did, and built a house with my own hands, all the traditional stuff a guy does. This is a great project to devote myself to. I do this as a volunteer because it keeps me inspired, number one.
Yeah.
But there is nothing like once a month, that phone call, that email says, thank you for saving my life. and we'll talk about this in the upcoming weeks. But people come into Creative Health Institute, or we have something called the Home Study Program. They go through the videos, they read the book, they start implementing it in their life, one step at a time, just like we're going to do on the show.
Right.
And even when you start the first couple steps, after a couple of weeks, you say, you know, I've been doing that green smoothie that Dr. Jim was telling me about, and I'm feeling better. My head feels clearer. I feel better. I sleep better at night. I wake up and I feel more refreshed in the morning.
So we're talking more like a lifestyle change than a diet then.
This
really,
is a lifestyle. The diet is incidental to it. We're going to talk about things like getting proper sleep. My head's full of this stuff. Every hour of sleep you get before midnight is worth 2 hours of sleep after midnight.
Well, my naps are good then.
Your naps are good, yes. If you go to bed at 10 p.m. and get up at 4 a.m., that's 6 hours sleep, right? Your body gets 8 hours out of that. The trick is to get into bed at 10 p.m. instead of sitting up for the late night show and getting to bed at midnight. Getting fresh air, exercise, the importance of exercise. 20 minutes of exercise to get your pulse up to 100, if you're physically capable of it. That 20 minutes of exercise, a study out of Finland last summer, has exact same effect on the body as any antidepressant being sold in America today. 20 minutes.
The endorphins going.
The endorphins, all you have to do is get out there at a brisk walk, and I like to tell people 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. But if you're seriously obese, or if you have arthritic challenges, you might get your pulse up to 100 at a 1 mile an hour. Whatever it takes for you. Consult your medical doctor. You know, I mean, we have to do a legal disclaimer here at the end of the show. I'm not giving medical advice, but I have seen these things happen in thousands of people. I started out for 4 years. I did the program at Creative Health for a summer. I came back the next year. I spent the next 4 years as director. I'm still on the board of trustees. We're a 501c3 nonprofit trust. 2 years ago, I stopped teaching at the Institute, and now full-time I travel the world. I teach this on every continent. I'm looking for more planets.
And in the weeks to come on Grassy Roots here on Channel 6, Dr. Jim will be sharing more with us, recipes, some of the rationale behind, some of the difficulties one might encounter, some of the various aspects of being a raw living foods vegan.
Tips, tricks, pitfalls, and downfalls. I will hide nothing. I will share it all. I'm just happy to be here, Beth.
Well, I think our viewers will learn a lot, and I do appreciate you taking the time out to share all this with us.
Thank you, Ms. Beth.
We'll take a break right now, and we'll come back with just some closing words here in just a few minutes.
Okay, thank you.
For more information on content shared on Grassy Roots, check out grassyroots.com. Welcome back to Grassy Roots, the health show that you didn't know what was coming. We're getting back to the roots of good, healthy eating with Dr. Jim Carey. In the weeks to come, share with our viewers just a little bit of what we're going to do.
Well, we're getting back to the grassy roots of life, aren't we?
That's right.
As a matter of fact, wheatgrass is going to be part of this. Wheatgrass, isn't that for cows?
You can't even buy that at the grocery store.
Whole Foods.
Whole Foods.
A little plug. Maybe we can give them a sponsor. Back to Grassy Roots. That's why the website that we're going to do around the show is grassyroots.com. Everything we talk about on the show will be on the website. If I mention names, brand names, we'll show you where to get it off the website so that you're not furiously
More
scribbling
research
notes.
you can do independent of what we... You can get ahead of us if you want to and have questions and let us know what questions you might have.
Right, we'll have our email addresses posted on the website, and we'll address the commonly asked questions. You know, I get 1,000 emails a day aside from the spam, but I read them all. I don't necessarily answer them all, but I read them all, and then there's a trend, and right now in the wintertime we get one type of question, be another kind of spring, and we will address these things on the air as people send them to us. Grassyroots.com, and everything will link from there.
Right.
So all those other websites.
And next week?
Next week, let's get started being raw. Okay? There's things we can do with a simple little blender. And it doesn't have to be a big fancy one. If you don't have a blender, hit the yard sales. I believe $5 blenders are a great way to start this. I've got 2 spares under my cupboard because you burn out $5 blenders. But get a blender together, and next week I will show you a healthy, scientifically proven, double-blind case study, healthy thing that you can do to start your day that guaranteed in 2 weeks you're going to say, I'm feeling better. And in 30 days, you're going to say, wow, I can't believe how much better I feel. And we'll do that next week.
All right, then we'll talk about some of the other nutritional benefits of the raw living foods vegan. Did I say those adjectives?
Raw living foods. Actually, I just call it the raw living foods lifestyle because if it's a living food, it must be vegan because we're
not going to eat a piece of meat
like Leonardo da Vinci said, my body will not be a crypt for dead animals.
Wow. And a lot of other famous people are vegan too. I've noticed that.
Oh,
we'll get
vegan,
into that
we'll get into that. Albert Einstein, Henry Ford, famous people.
Right.
But they didn't make a big deal of it. No. Why? Because when you start sharing your lifestyle choice with others, you're going to have to justify them. And I have to justify myself to nobody. So when people says, oh, hey, I fixed you up a steak. I go, oh, gosh, I really appreciate that. That's so kind of you. But my doctor wouldn't like that if I ate that. Oh, really? Because you know who my main doctor is. Nobody knows my body. Nobody knows your body better than you. Be your own doctor. That was one of Dr. Ann Wigmore's philosophies, and we're gonna share that with people. So, we got a lot to do in the next 26 weeks.
Oh, we do. It's going to be very exciting. Be sure and tune in for the next episode of Grassy Roots, and check out the website grassyroots.com. And thank you for watching.
Mahalo, aloha. Thank you and goodbye. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you.